Hi, my name is Terri Sproul, and I want to welcome you to my studio. It is our Tuesday night live show. I still have this little laptop and my computer's still down, but I did a little bit of rearranging in my studio, so I think I got the camera a little better tonight, and hopefully we won't have any problems. I also have Joe back here tonight, so yay! So Joe, if you want to say hi real quick, go for it, since he whined a few minutes ago. Do you want to say hi?
Not, although I'm blurry. I think I'm all blurry.
You are
And I
blurry, I
disappeared
noticed
for a
that.
minute. I don't know
So,
how I disappeared.
anyways, so back to me. Right. Since Joe's just blurry. Oh, there he was for a second. Okay. Lots of people in the room. Welcome and thank you. Lots of fun things to talk about tonight. I don't know why I have two of you now, Joe, but that's okay. If you have a question, put them in caps for us so that we try to catch it. And I also have a prize because I'm going to try to get back to doing that. So let me switch over cameras and let's get started. Let me turn the logo off. That's my blog down there. So let me turn that off. Go check out my blog in a couple days. Switching cameras real quick. Well, that was closer now. Isn't that cool? So I worked on it a little. I still can't zoom in and zoom out, but I at least got us closer. Okay, tonight I'm going to play with lots of stuff, and one of the things that I'm going to play with is Dreamweaver stuff. I know all of you guys know Dreamweaver. They've been around forever. You know them for their metal stencils, you know, that have had out for a really long time, and you put the embossing paste through it. Well, I don't know if anybody knew this because I didn't know this. They have dies now. And I fell in love with this one right off the bat, the teacups. I just had to have it. And I am honored to be their guest designer for the month of July. So stop by my blog every Thursday and see what I create using their stuff. Last Thursday I did a really fun project. Okay. There we go. That looks good. Okay. So I want to play with, I'm going to use that die for starters sometime tonight, but I have lots of ideas and I want to get a background going first. I'm going to use the dilutions tonight. So whenever I use the dilutions, I always start off with my page getting it wet, and then I start adding color on down to it. This is the turquoise color, and this is the teal, and I usually work with 3 colors, and this is the lime. And as you see, I only put it on one side because when you turn the page, I get it wet a little bit more, and close the page, it's going to put that color on that other page for me. And while that's doing that, I want to remind you of a really good trick and how to keep your sprays clean. I always wipe off my nib and put my lid back on all of my sprays when I'm done so that it does not dry on there and cause me to have weird sprays. And I know you guys have all had that happen. And I do that with all of my sprays, not just that one. So open it up. I'm going to move this around a little bit more because I want it to get in every little spot. So hold on while I move it around a little. And I always go in with a napkin and just get off the excess. And if I don't have enough color, I just go in and add more, because that's a little light on this side for me, so I am going to add more. And again, I will go in and clean off my nibs, because I do try to practice what I preach. Let that move a little bit more. The more wet you get it, the more it moves. Now, sorry about that, I seen them off camera a little bit. Remember, with some journals, you might have problem with a lot of water, so be careful. This particular journal, I don't have to worry about that. And this is the Cottonwood Art Journal, and you can get that at Dick Blick's. And again, it's a Cottonwood Art Journal. I really like their journals. I don't have a problem with it bleeding through at all. Okay, so that's a good start for my background. I'm going to real quickly dry this. And I got this stencil from Sin City Stamps, and it's a clock. That's actually a mask, not a stencil. And I want to lay that down. And this is the new sprays from Prima, and I only have one of them. I'm going to shake off camera just because the camera doesn't like it. Dilutions are water-based, and they always react again. D. Martin is asking if the dilutions are water or alcohol-based. They're actually water-based, so they never truly dry. So you can actually get this wet and it'll react again, which is a good and a bad thing. And I'll show you different techniques on what to do in the future, but this one I just wanted to blend. So anyways, these are the new Bloom sprays from Prima, and I only have one, so I can't tell you a lot about them yet. They are dye-based. They're not water-based. Well, they're water-based, but they're dye-based, so they don't have the same reaction that the dilutions have. And this is just going to give me a really cool ghost look, as you'll see here in a minute. Okay, you see that really cool ghost look that I got there? Because this color that I'm using with the spray is called Summer Sky. It's a really, really light blue, but yet it has kind of a pearlescent sheen to it. I haven't gotten a lot of these, honestly. This is the only one I have so far, so I can't give you much more of an opinion on them yet. But I do plan on trying to get a couple more. Yeah, this is a great mask. So again, I'm spraying and just cleaning that, getting that dried over there. Okay, so I got a pretty good background going so far. Isn't that kind of cool? I love that look that I got. Okay. Now, Pan Pastels is the other toy I want to play with tonight. Pastels these things are so much fun, guys. I love Pan Pastels. I see we have a few people in the room that have already commented that they don't know what they are. They've never used them before, etc., etc. So I want to talk a little bit about what Pan Pastels are. Pan Pastels come in, hold on, I'm grabbing something. A couple ways that you can buy them. You can buy them individually, one pan at a time. You can buy them in a set. That's usually a set. Or you can get a tray like this one and add to it. Most sets come with what they call their soft tools, which is a really soft sponge-like object. Comes with also a couple tools that you can use, and these come in different sizes and different shapes. You can wash these out and use them over and over. Honestly, I will keep like this one is, you can see, is obviously my blue one, so I have dark blue on this side and light blue on this side, so I constantly use this over and over and over for my blue, personally. What Pan Pastels are, they're highly pigmented, soft pastel. So the heat gun does not damage the mask. No, this heat gun shouldn't damage your mask unless you have a really cheap one. This one was fine. I didn't get any damage at all. So, good question though. So anyways, they're a very highly pigmented Dana, I didn't quite catch your question, Dana Wagner. So if you could post that again. They're highly pigmented, kind of like a chalk, because they're very soft, chalk-like material. They have no binding agent in them, though. So when you use them, you have to remember that you have to bind them in some way. Okay? And I'm going to explain that as we go. Couple ways you can do it. If I was making a background with them, and I might do that, I will do that in future, I would put down either a clear gesso, which would give me what they say in the artist world is tooth, and that would grab the pastels, or I would use another product that's called acrylic ground for pastels from Golden, and it's specifically designed to be a ground for pastels. But tonight I'm going to teach you how to use Pan Pastels in a different way using a Versamark. So I'm grabbing the stamps, and this is actually my personal set of stamps from Sin City Stamps, and they're Roman numerals. And we originally made these for a clock set, but really they're the Roman numerals, so you can do all kinds of fun stuff with them. I took some Pan Pastels and just real softly put them on my sponge, and I'm going to go right over that Versamark, and it's going to grab that. So the Versamark in this situation is acting as my binding agent. So it's grabbing the pastel for me and binding it so that it will stick and stay on my page. I hope everybody understands that. And I'm just going to continue to make my background here. And the pastels, really, there's a lot of pigment. So as you see, I don't even really have to re-chalk up, I guess, re-pastel it up to get more color. Can you guys see that? See that? There you go. And I'm going to keep going. But that's what they're doing. So I'm going to keep adding a couple more of these Roman numerals in my background here. This set over at Sin City Stamps also comes with clock hands and stuff like that. So it's a really fun, versatile set that you'll get a lot of use out of. So even though, like I said, we kind of did design it for a clock, or I designed it for a clock, you can definitely use it for other things. So again, I'm using a Versamark ink pad and the Pan Pastels. Isn't that just cool? And the other thing that's cool about Pan Pastels is they blend really well. So I could come in and grab like the lighter blue and go right into that and blend in with that darker blue that I already have, and it'll grab, and they just, once you play with them, you'll understand more, but they just blend so nicely, and they like play together like good children should. Okay, let me grab a couple more stamps for the background, and then I'll be done there. But yeah, this is a really cool technique.
Terri, I'm not seeing any comments or getting comments on the links. I wonder if people are seeing my links.
Joe was asking, is everybody seeing when he puts up the links for the products? And I was just going to say that that to make sure that you stamp off of your page also, because it is more visually appealing to the eye of the viewer. So I am stamping off my page for this right here. Can somebody let me know if you're seeing Joe's comments? I'm seeing your comments, Joe, so I'm assuming everybody else is. Okay, I'm going to put one more just because I need more of a balance. Right about there, I need something. So there we go. Look how cool that looks. I really like this background. I love Pan Pastels. And I'm using, I used all just one color. I used their dark blue just to blend in with my background. But real quickly, I have approximately 30 colors. So there's my little collection. Here's 10. I would start with the very basics. Here's another 10 that I have. And these are the metallics because I'm really into steampunk, so I like the metallics. And then I have the whole set of the pastels, which are, you know, the real true pastels. Light purple, light blue, light yellow, you know, pastel colors. So that's what I have so far. And I want more. Okay. You can get Pan Pastels. Do you use Ranger's Perfect Medium to do this? Perfect Medium. You know, I think it probably would work. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, I think it would work. Okay, as you guys know, I love Alice in Wonderland. So Sin City Stamps has a brand new set of stamps out that are all Alice in Wonderland. So I'm going to be using them tonight. I'm using the, making sure my page is going the right way, the rabbit. Because when I seen the teacups, I just instantly thought of having to, you know, go with a Alice in Wonderland theme. I just did. It just instantly went there. And I'm going to use this quote for my background. But, So here's the teacups. This is that die that I was just showing you from Dreamweaver. I'm sorry about that. I'm used to my camera being up farther. I got a little too close there. And all the paper I used here was from the Robin's Nest. But aren't these teacups just adorable? I love them. And you can get them over at dreamweaverstencils.com. Okay, so I'm going to grab some gel medium and a paintbrush. I forgot to grab a paintbrush earlier, so I'm stretching. I always use gel medium to glue down almost all of my projects. And a trick. Now, since I used dilutions in the background, there's a real good chance that those dilutions are going to start moving on me again because of the gel medium. If you have your paintbrush dry before you use it, that usually will help solve that. Not always, but sometimes. You don't want to have any water at all. If you have water on your paintbrush, you're going to start moving those dilutions around. What can I do to stop that, Terri, if I want to use water? What you could do is you could use a workable fixative. Right here, workable fixative. You can get these at Michael's, and you would have sprayed that on, and that will stop any bleeding in the background. Now that goes for the Pan Pastels also, because remember I told you the Pan Pastels need to be binded. They need to have something that holds them to the page. So I will, at the end of when this page is completely done, I will take it outside and spray it with a finishing spray because of the fact that it will, these can still come up. Even though using the Versamark does work as a binding agent, so they don't move as much as if you just laid them on there. I hope you understand that. So yes, it's working out as a binding agent, but I'm still going to bind it even more, is I guess what I'm trying to say. How about that? And as you see, I always seal over. And it did not move, so I was lucky. Now that I'm familiar with Versamark, can you... What was the... Hold on, I gotta look at this question from Shelley is asking. Not familiar with Versamark inks. Can I be a little more specific? Sure. Okay. This is kind of sad. I have the little itty bitty one right here. What it is it is a watermark stamp. So what it does, what its main intention is to make a watermark. What a watermark is kind of like what I did here with the, sorry, what I did here when you have, you've seen it on, what's the words I'm looking for? Pictures and stuff. They'll put a watermark over it to show, to say what company it's from or something. Am I making sense? Well, these does the exact same thing. If I didn't put the Pan Pastels over it, it would just give me a watermark look. See if we can get that to show up on camera. So you see there, this doesn't have the Pan Pastels, but it's still showing up even though it doesn't have color. So I hope that it helps you out, and I answered your question. I am going to put Pan Pastels on that just because I want my background to look the same. Now, the way I'm using them, it's grabbing the pigment. The pastel, the Versamark is acting almost as a glue, for lack of a better word, for the pastels. I hope that helps your get your question. Okay, so I got that one down, and I want to get, now I got this cool stamp from Versus Rubber Stamps. It says, to accomplish great things, we must not only act but also dream, not only plan but also believe. I stamped it on a white piece of paper, and it's gotten some overspray from the spraying that I've done, so that's kind of cool. And I think, I always forget to do this. I always think about just using my stamps as is, but why not cut it, that's what I'm doing, sorry I was off camera, into a smaller use and put it a little further on my page, maybe dance it all the way across. So that's what I'm going to do. So I apologize, this will be a little boring watching me cut this out, but what I'll do it as quick as I can without messing it up. And I am going to want to put some color onto it too, because I want it to blend into the background. But so maybe I'll use my Pan Pastels on that. Actually, I probably should do that before I cut it apart. So I'm going to grab some light blue Pan Pastels and just put some color on the background of this, just to put some color into it. Now that will come off, like I just told you guys, because it's not sealed. I'm just putting it directly on a white piece of paper, and so there's no sealing at this point, and it will come off if I rub it. Okay? So I know that, so I know I have to seal that before I finish this page, which I was planning on doing anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. So, yes, that answered your question. Good. Okay, good. I'm glad. Sometimes I hope I'm, making sense, and I'm not sure if I do sometimes. Now, see the difference between this quote I had just a few minutes ago and how small it was on the page, and now I have it spread out so it's bouncing across the page so much better. It's actually, see the difference? See that? So now it's going all the way across the page. So now I can even bring it over here and start it over here, and I'm not bound to the shape of the stamp. See the difference? So think about that next time you are doing your stamps that cut them apart. So I kind of like that. So what it's doing to my eye also as the viewer, it's taking my eye from this top corner and taking it down. So that's really another good planning strategy, is to do something like that so that the eye of the viewer has a good... Yes, tearing the strips would work too. The only reason I didn't do it on this one is because these are really small. So I'm using my gel medium again. While I'm gluing this down, I have a winner chicken dinner. So let me talk about winning. If you would like to be entered to win a prize on my show, what you got to do, besides watch it, because if you're not watching, you can't win, you join my group on Facebook called All Things Terri Sproul. Then you put your pages, and it doesn't have to be an art journal page, because all the techniques that I teach, every technique I taught you tonight can be done on a canvas, can be done on a card, can be done on a scrapbook page. I just do art journals because it's actually convenient for me, because I can do it in a quick, half-hour, hour show. And you post your pages, or your projects, I should say, onto my group page. And every single project that you post, and it can go back to, I have lots of shows. I have over a year worth of shows. You get entered into a prize, to win a prize. What I do is I don't pick anybody by the ones I like or anything like that. I take your posting, I give you a number, I go to random.org, and they pick my prize for me. So I don't even pick you guys. It's all strictly random. Okay, so now I almost dropped my pastels out of a bag. I'm gluing down my rabbit also, and I always go over top. All stickers, everything with gel medium. So tonight's winner is Caddy Harris Abbott. You are my winner. So what I need you to do is to find me on Facebook and drop me your address. Also, while I'm talking about that, if you don't get back to me in a couple weeks, I'm just going to think that you're not watching anymore, and I'm going to find somebody else to take that prize. A lot of these prizes I buy myself, so I'm going to give it to somebody else if you don't want it. I like that page. I know, I like the idea of strips too. It kind of looks cool. Thank you, Karen. That's so sweet. Somebody told me that I was a wonderful teacher. I try to be. I try to explain everything really well detailed. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. The only thing I think I'm going to do now is I think I want to go around the edge with some pastel. I think I'm going to go around with, I'm looking at my colors here. Thinking this yellow might be interesting. So I'm grabbing a different sponge. This is my yellow sponge, as you see. And I'm going to go into the pastels again. Pick up some of this yellow. I think I'm going to go right around the edge. See if I can get that to pop. And again, remember, there's no binding agent here, so I definitely need to spray this before I finish this. And I will probably spray this off camera. And I use a finishing spray. I use this low odor clear finishing spray. You don't have to use a low odor, just any type of finishing spray that you can get at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Dick Blick's, you know, whoever makes you happy, wherever you can get a coupon, as far as I'm concerned. Speaking of coupons, There is a coupon still available for Sin City Stamps, sincitystamps.com, and it is SCS25. Get you 25% off your total order of anything over $25. U.S. only and free shipping. Okay, I like that. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. So let me give you a better view, and I promise, well, I can't promise. I'm hoping that my computer's going to be back this week or next week at the latest. So soon.
You've got to watch those sites you go to, because there's bad things on those sites, and yet you keep going and going.
He's such a shit. No, my hard drive completely crashed, but look at my rabbit. Isn't he cute? And there's
my hard drive was in shock.
You're the one that took me to the leather store, so you have no room to talk.
Yeah, and we walk in and Terry's like, wow, this smells so good.
It did smell good. I love the smell of leather. So, okay, I'm going to switch back camera.
We're not supposed to talk about that. Oh, was I not muted? I'm sorry.
You are not muted. You're not even just not muted. You're on the camera full time there, buddy. Everybody can see you. I'm changing back to say goodbye. There I am. Okay. So, Kat.
If you did this show in leather one week, it would boost your attendance. If we advertised Terri Sproul Redhead in leather, you would get a totally different crowd, actually.
That's probably true, but I don't know if I want that crowd. Terri Sue, I just seen you enter the room. You asked me yesterday, or last week, what I had hanging on my desk. This is what I have hanging on my desk. I'm going to do something really cool with this. I made some wings.
I think she stole it from the Tin Man.
I got it. Isn't this cool? I found it at a really cool thrift store. I made some wings for it. Those look like they're too big, but I'm working on it. It opens. It's really cool. So here's my wings I made. I cut out the other day. Yep. So anyways, Terri Sue, also, hope you come up and see me at Prima. I want to see you and Lynn again. Okay, guys. Caddy, Abbott, get a hold of me. Everybody else, put your pictures on my group, All Things Terri Sproul. Give me a thumbs up. Please, 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 please. And thank you again, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. And appreciate you guys, really do. Bye-bye.